Hi, my name's Glen Coburn. I'm heading up time and attendance. I'm here to talk about the benefit of time and attendance and clocking systems. Now we know clocking systems is nothing new. It's been around for a very long time, but as Amber highlighted, the technology has flown since then, and it's a lot of interoperability to be had and benefits to be had because of the features whereby time and attendance will plug directly into Paymaster, your payroll, and it can empower you and your organization. I'd like to move on to the key points I'd like to discuss today. There's various log-on options. There's 4 available, so there's no excuse for not clocking in for your staff. I'll run through each one separately and the benefits of each. The employee self-service dashboard is quite powerful. It's where they actually do their clocking. It's very much an extension of the app. The main features, I like to call it the main features. However, it is actually the administration dashboard, which is the all-powerful bells and whistles dashboard that we give to you, that we build during our deployment, and then the seamlessness technology or the interoperability into payroll. That's quite key, and what actually gives you the benefits of this new age of clocking. So basically, TimeMaster's Time is plugged seamlessly into the payroll system. It's a very powerful dashboard, and it comes with mobile apps that you can use. There's a small snapshot of the mobile app on the right-hand side. You can install it off Google Play, or you can install it off your Apple store if you're using an iOS system. Both are readily available, and both are branded in Paymaster colors, so it's easy to find. I can even send you the link if you'd like to have a look at it. Obviously, it won't work, but you can download it. I'll give you some snapshots further down the line as well. The app is quite nice because it does easy logins with GPS, and I'll run through that in the next couple of slides. So the app, key benefits and features of the app is that you can actually apply for leave using the app. You can clock in and clock out. It's quite easy to use. It's a nice big blue button, as you can see on the screen, where you can click to log in. There's a clocking log where you can actually put words if you're clocking in late or clocking in early, and it goes to the admin dashboard. So it's a two-way communication stream, but you'll pick up an admin dashboard. The other powerful feature that is coming our way is workflow tracking. So instead of just clocking in and out every day, you could clock your time against, for example, a project, or you could clock your time against a client. So you could say at this time from 8 to 12, I was working with the following customer. Then I went for lunch, and then I came back again. I started working with another project, and all that time is basically tracked to the admin dashboard. Another final release is also coming quite soon in August that we've pushed rather hard for, and Amber touched on it, is actually to pick up your payroll within the app. So you would click on self-service. Because payroll is confidential, you would have to put in a 2-factor authentication. That would be SMS through to your phone. Once your key would be put in, you would then have access to your pay slips. The other way of actually clocking on the next slide is through scanners. Now, we've come a long way since the card punching in factories in the old days. Today, we use a lot of scanners that are scanner friendly. At the moment, we are 100% compliant with ZK and also Hikvision scanners. The only way to truly know if we can use your scanners is to give us a remote session where we send packets backwards and forth and see if any of them drop. And from that, we can determine if we're the front end being the scanner, we'll work with the back end being the dashboard. So there's quite a lot to do. And an important thing to note on the slide is the battery. I'll put that there on purpose because obviously today we're living in South Africa with a lot of load shedding, and no one wants a turnstile or a door to go, offline where people can't get in or out of a building. That make a major problem. So we can't really rely on an Eskom. We use our own battery power for that. A key feature, if you decide to go with the app, is the GPS location. As you know, most phones have it, and you can switch it on. It's a core requirement of both the Apple and the Android. And this is what it gives you. It gives you a pinpoint of where your staff are. You can also then ring fence and say, for example, if you were in the construction industry, with the circumference saying for example, 100 meters or 200 meters can be your new work circumference or ring fence, and people can log on there and work for a certain amount of time. Then they can move to another site, and you can also ring fence that. And it's a way to track your workforce on the move, which is quite important because a lot of companies don't go to the office these days. They're either working from home or they're outsourcing to various customers. To talk about the technology and how much has changed, on the next slide is the API. Now, an API basically allows interoperability between two programs. So this allows us to connect into Paymaster, into your payroll. It comes with a client's ID, which is very, very secure. It's a 24-bit alpha numeric, hyphenated as well, that you cannot crack because it's another level on top of that with a secret key. And the two of them allow you to go into your payroll, and from there you can set up a push and a pull. So you can pull in information from your payroll directly into your time and attendance and push information into payroll. For example, if you look at a time and attendance program, the general rule of thumb is that there's no monetary value in there. For example, it's there to clock time and monitor time and do timekeeping. So if you were rewarding them with time and a half or double time, as per your employment policy, that information could get pushed through a component report directly into Paymaster, and then you could pull that report and have a look at it as it would be incorporated into your other reporting in Paymaster. And there's a snapshot below showing that my authentication is successful. There's a two-way communication that's happening between the two. Please note that it's not instant. The fastest I can do it is 5 minutes. After that, you overload the database. On the next slide is a snapshot of the administration dashboard. So not the employee self-service. I've just shown you where people can make their leave requests and pick up payroll, but where you actually control and look at all the clockings. On the top is a snapshot of the people who are at work today. If you click on those, your total clockings at work, people who are absent, people who are on leave, and warnings, for example, people who haven't logged on time. On the left-hand side is the menu options. So if you ask me for a demo, I can take you through each one of those. They are quite comprehensive, and we can put them together how you want to actually use them in accordance to your business needs. On the far right-hand side of the screen, there's a thing that says TimeMaster Demo. Obviously, if you have a user account, your name would go there. And if you drop down on that, there's something called a backdoor, which allows you to flip between the administration dashboard, this dashboard, and the employee self-service. So there's no need to log out. You can go directly through in and out. So there's a lot of little key features we've added that make your life a lot easier. The admin dashboard is cloud hosted. It's nothing we build on site. Unless you would like to, we can put an instance on a server. The server would have to be minimum specifications to host the system because it is quite intensive. So we do prefer the cloud because it's virtual machine and it's elastic. All the technology is seated behind, obviously, a data center's firewall. It's got SSL socket layers, 128-bit encryption to get through. All your data is automatically backed up, but not just backed up. It's then also replicated between a multiple data centers. So there's two based in South Africa to make it all POPI compliant. And this also gives you a key benefit of high availability. So the system should never, ever go down. One of the last features that's very important is reporting. We have standard reports that when we take you live, we put them live with you. However, if you want to see more reports, we could do custom reporting for you. A very popular one is the latecomers report. We can automate that. When we build the reporting, one of the key features you have to build in container level is your departments. And once the employees go to the containers, we can then put your shifts on top of that. And then the reporting plugs at the next layer on top of that. So there's quite a comprehensive layer on how we build it, but I'll go into that further down as we go onto the next slide. So here's a very rudimentary our level bird's eye view of how we would get you live. It's just to answer common questions. So we've obviously, if you are interested, I would give a demonstration of everything I've shown you. Not as fast as this, we would take it through bit by bit. I'd obviously give you a quote dependent on how many employees you are and the size of your company. Also dependent on whether you are using scanners on doors, on walls, or you want to use just the mobile phones, it all comes into play. Then, if you are successful, I'll obviously invoice you and you would sign up on a month to month. However, the first 6 months are mandatory, so you give the system a proper try because it is very powerful. We don't want you walking away, and we do hold your hand through this period. We do marketing, we do admin handover, so the admin dashboard would be built in accordance to your needs. We would set up a support desk whereby we answer your tickets and we get all your tickets resolved during the build. The technical build would be incorporating all your data across from Paymaster, but that's pretty easy because of the API. I would set that up and I would sync your users that come across. And as I mentioned, I'll put them into containers, all your departments. So not as much paperwork as you would have had the first time we went live with Paymaster because of the API cross dependency, which Amber hit on, and how much easier it actually makes our lives. And then we'd look at the support review and how we've done and how we set things up. Finally, we go through about 4 or 5 sessions of training where we touch on key features of the dashboard that I showed you on the left-hand side. And we just make sure that you're FA, you don't get lost in the dashboard, and you start using things and you start getting into a routine that works for you. Once all that's done, it's pretty much management sign-off. And then we'll do a post-project follow-up just to make sure that everything is still okay with you. At the moment, we are running a winter special that's going to run from July through to August. And we've cancelled installation fees, but only for the software side and the training. So there's no installation costs on those. If you choose to use scanners, obviously the purchase of this equipment, the testing of this equipment, and the interoperability between the front and the back end, and the rerouting of the data to the dashboard, we have to do that, and there would have to be obviously a cost on that.